Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Edward Farkas, and I am the Vice Dean of the Touro College of Dental Medicine. It is with great pleasure that we welcome you all to our second annual White Coat Ceremony. I would like to start by thanking the students for their hard work, which made this ceremony possible. I would also like to thank their friends and family for being here to support them and helping me illustrate a point I make with the students every day, which is that 90% of success in life is showing up. Please extend a warm welcome to our guest speaker, Dr. Richard Lichtenthal. Our distinguished visitor, Dr. Thomas Connolly, who is president of the American College of Dentists. And to Dr. Amitra Patel, chairwoman of the new membership for the 9th District Dental Society. Thank you all for being here. As some of you might remember, on the first day of orientation, you were given a set of scrubs and barbecue for lunch. In the 2 years since, you have received approximately 1,500 hours of classroom instruction, which includes lectures, simulated work on mannequins, dozens of exams, and hands-on practicals. For this successful accomplishment, you will today receive your white coat. 2 years from now, we look forward to completing the rest of the outfit with a well-deserved and well-earned cap and gown. As one of the most significant milestones in a dental student's education, the White Coat Ceremony not only welcomes the newest clinicians to practical study in the clinic, it also marks the beginning of 2 years of intense, hands-on experience on live human beings that will ultimately prepare you for a successful career in dentistry. The training wheels are officially off, and we want you to know that we are proud of you. We look forward to great things from each and every one of you, and we are ready to welcome you as colleagues and work side by side with you. Good luck to you all. To start today's program, I would like to call to the stage the Touro College of Dental Medicine's very own a cappella group, the Chromatic Scalers, who will perform the Star Spangled Banner. Please rise.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing for the invocation. Thank you for that lovely performance. Next, we have with us a dear friend of mine and a dear friend of the dental school since its inception, Rabbi Moshe Krupka, Executive Vice President of the Touro College and University System. Rabbi Krupka will deliver today's invocation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is a day of accomplishment, a milestone day in the education and training of these fine young dental students. In our faith tradition, when you reach a milestone, you take a moment to offer thanks and a prayer for continued success and blessings. Parents, spouses, dear ones sitting in the audience right now, facing this wonderful group of students, feel free to join with me in offering up a prayer of thanksgiving and a request for future divine guidance and intervention. Avinu Shabbat our Heavenly Father, bless all those who have assembled here today to rejoice in this white coat ceremony of the Touro College of Dental Medicine class of 2021. Almighty God, Rafei Chol Basar Umafli La'asos, you are the healer of all flesh, wondrous in your acts. You have instructed and empowered humanity to cure the ill and provide comfort and aid to all of your children. We and all who are involved in this outstanding citadel of dental education are your agents in your divine work of healing. May your abundant blessings always be showered on those who enter the halls of this dental college. May you give strength, courage, and fortitude to the men and women who are about to begin their direct patient care training. Grant them the wisdom and the strength to maintain, to restore, and to heal those that are in need. And dear God, we ask that you shower your blessings upon the families of these students, parents, spouses, children, and other dear ones who have been there for support and encouragement and have sacrificed so much so that these dental students can persevere and succeed. We seek your blessings and sustaining support for the administration, faculty, and students of the Touro College of Dental Medicine. Grant them the wisdom, resolve, and fortitude to continue our noble mission, our mission to serve, strengthen, and improve your world, dear God, with its rich diversity and ever-increasing potential for good. We ask for your continued divine guidance so that we together can achieve our collective great potential individually and as a dental community. Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi Krupka. It now gives me great pleasure to welcome to the podium our Dean, Dr. Ronnie Myers.
Thank you. Thank you, Ed. Welcome to this important day in the life and times of the Touro College of Dental Medicine, class of 2021. Today marks an incredible milestone in the development of you, the students of TCDM, as well as the loved ones who are here and have been there every step of the way to support you on this journey. That milestone, that one giant leap of going from library, simulation lab recluse to clinic oral health care provider will be remembered throughout your entire professional career. So we mark this day with great celebration and remarkable anticipation as you begin the second half of your education. I and the entire TCDM faculty are proud of each and every one of you for having worked as hard as you have to reach this demarcating point in the time of your professional career. Please accept my personal warmest wishes and continued success. Thank you. It's my pleasure now to introduce Thomas J. Conley. Tom received his DDS from Columbia University's School of Dental and Oral Surgery, now the College of Dental Medicine. He did a general practice residency program at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine, and then went back to Columbia to receive his postgraduate training in periodontics. Dr. Conley has held teaching positions at both Columbia and NYU, being actively involved in humanitarian mission work, and has received numerous awards throughout his professional career. However, most impressive is the list of his leadership positions, the most current being president of the American College of Dentists. So why did we select Thomas to come and speak to you today for a few minutes? History of the American College of Dentists. It's the oldest major honorary organization for dentistry founded in 1920, and I quote, "It was founded to elevate the standards of dentistry, to encourage graduate study, and to grant fellowship to those who have done meritorious work," end quote. Its mission is to advance excellence, ethics, professionalism, and leadership in dentistry, the members of which have exemplified excellence through outstanding leadership and contributions to dentistry and society. Working tirelessly to improve the ethical climate of dentistry, the American College, which is exemplified in what is being passed on to our great students today, the white coat, a true symbol of the trust that the public has put in the hands of these future oral health care providers. I now invite to the podium to bring greetings from this prestigious organization, the current president of the American College of Dentists, my colleague, and most important, my friend, Dr. Thomas J. Conley.
Good afternoon, everyone, and I'd like to welcome you to Touro's White Coat Ceremony, and to Dr. Ronnie Myers, the faculty and staff. Thank you for inviting me to join you today and letting me be part of this very special event. And to the family and friends who are here, congratulations. These students have worked extremely hard to get to this point in their education, and surely due to your love, support, and guidance. And students, we are proud of you. Today you begin a new segment of your journey to become a dentist, and you're probably meeting it with equal parts of excitement and apprehension. Excitement because you've been training for years for this moment when you begin to direct the patient's care, and that largely the reason you are entering the profession in the first place. And apprehension because this part of the journey comes with a host of new responsibilities and considerations, some of which you have prepared for and some that will test you. But that's okay. Dentistry can be unpredictable and challenging, but it can be so very rewarding. You're entering this profession at an incredible point in our history. Our base of knowledge is growing exponentially right before our eyes. New technology is paving the way for advancements that haven't even been dreamed up yet. We're becoming more knowledgeable. And with more and more information available at our fingertips, the number of choices we have to make in a day is growing larger too. With more choice comes more responsibility. As dentists and future dentists, there's a lot at stake when we make choices. We make them every day about where to invest our time, how to serve our communities, and the ways, big and small, that we treat our patients and one another. And the stakes are high, aren't they? There's so much to lose when the choices we make don't live up to the standards that we set for ourselves, because in our work, the consequences of bad decision-making can be life-altering. That's why you're working hard to acquire not only a solid base of knowledge, but also a solid grounding in what's right and wrong. You're shaping your conscience. And that's why organizations like the American College of Dentists are more valuable than ever. The ACD is often described as the conscience of the dental profession. As Dr. Myers mentioned, it's the oldest national honorary organization of dentists, founded in 1920 in response to very serious challenges facing dentistry, which came about during a period of tremendous growth and change. not unlike what you're witnessing today. The college was started by a group of visionary leaders who believe that dentistry must look beyond the now and plan for the future. And those founders understood that as their knowledge about dentistry grew, so did their impact on society. And they believed that as their impact grew, so did their responsibility to be ethical, upstanding members of their communities. The college mission is about more than supporting the clinical aspects of the profession, but about supporting the very heart of dentistry, and that's the people like you and me that practice it. Over the last 100 years, the ACD has been instrumental in shaping dental education, research, journalism, and ethics education. It is our mission to advance ethics, excellence, professionalism, and leadership in dentistry. The college is comprised of dentists who have demonstrated leadership and made exceptional contributions to dentistry, the dental profession, and to society. Fewer than 3.5% of dentists are invited to be fellows. Many of your faculty are fellows of the college, and I hope one day you also aspire to fellowship. But what does this all mean for us today? You're learning the clinical aspects of dentistry, but your journey is just beginning. Your career will be a process of lifelong learning. And so the question I ask you to think about is, what kind of professional will you be? Dentistry isn't simply an exchange of goods and services, and your white coat, while a very important symbol, is not what makes you a professional. Dentistry requires a strong conscience, a compass that knows right from wrong. A true professional places patients' interests first and foremost, is honest, is competent, strives to improve both personally and professionally, strives to improve the profession by giving back through teaching, through professional organizations, to the community, and yes, even someday through financial support. But above all, a professional is ethical. You know right from wrong, you treat people with respect, and you do your absolute best always. You follow your conscience. Students, it is my personal pleasure to welcome you as my professional colleagues. A new moment in this lifelong process begins today, and I look forward to you joining me on this journey. Thank you for your kind attention.
It's my great pleasure to introduce Sarah Rosen, President of the Class of 2021.
I'd like to first personally thank Geraldo for reminding me that I'm short and I need a step stool. Unfortunately, there's no step stool. And also, Julius, please no questions for this one moment. On behalf of the class of 2021, I'd like to thank you all for commemorating this special occasion that marks our transition into the clinical part of being a practicing student doctor. Our most important lessons are not learned in the classroom, but in our time spent with patients and developing relationships with the people around us. This is a milestone. We've spent most of our time thus far in lecture halls, labs, or libraries. We will be throttled into situations involving real people, real treatments, and unfortunately, real halitosis. To my class, I'd like to address a list of these 4 things. We must not connect with our patients and the people around us simply for the sake of saying that we did so. We must connect and exchange with each other for the sake of truly understanding one another, to become better people for ourselves, for those around us, and especially for our patients. Number 2, many of you have faced the trials and tribulations of dental school, while you or your loved ones have battled depression, car accidents, cancer, and yet you're still standing here. You have all lost and won battles. You are all fighters. Number 3, we mustn't deceive ourselves regarding our strengths and our weaknesses. Being able to acknowledge what we're good at, it's a great thing. However, we must be able to humble ourselves and learn from those that know and do better than us. This not only applies to hand skills in Class 2 preps, but in social, psychological, and interpersonal skills as well. We must use a healthy mixture of internal and external validation, taking into account different perspectives other than our own and how we were trained to think, especially when it comes to how we can improve ourselves. A silly human flaw is that we can think, this is the way we are, we can't change, we can't improve. How self-limiting is that? There will always be a helping hand for us when we need it. In the words of Albus Dumbledore, help will always be given at Touro to those who ask for it. Number 4, this white coat, this ceremony, it's super fancy, am I right? I'm sure it makes you all feel really, really great. But we mustn't forget that we can be the ones sitting in that exam chair, solemnly looking up at someone else in a white coat. After all, we do all have teeth. Now to the administration and faculty. Your guidance has been invaluable and unsurmountable. You have provided us all with the knowledge to be professionals in our career in your own distinct and sometimes hilarious ways. You have left your doors open to us and have gone above and beyond to make sure that we succeed. Because of you, we have discipline becoming ingrained in us, as well as the notion that, what was that? You should always mark your cast 1/2 to 2/3 up the retromolar pad. To our friends and family, you are the reasons we are here. You challenge us to be better people, which at times, of course, can be awfully frustrating. Your love and support have been our fuel, and for that we are eternally grateful. Class of 2021, you are glowing. And what do we learn? If it glows, it goes. Can't wait to go these 2 years in our clinic with you. Best of luck to all of you, and thank you all in the audience once again. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our Vice President, Zachary Barak.
Thank you, Sarah. One of the aspects that makes the Touro College of Dental Medicine so special is our outstanding faculty and administration, many of whom are sitting behind me. When I was giving tours of the sim lab earlier in the year to the interviewees on their interview day, or just talking one-on-one with my sister, who will be entering the class of 2023 in just a few short weeks, I constantly found myself going back to that point. Our faculty constantly and consistently go above and beyond for their students. I would give examples such as one of the D1 professors coming in on Sundays to give his students extra help in lab, or one of our professors staying after school hours to give supplementary lectures, or the professors that gave review classes before our national board exams. I tell them about how Dean Myers has an open door policy for any student to come by with their questions or concerns. On a daily basis, our faculty and administration show how much they care about and are invested in our education and future success. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge 3 individuals who truly exemplify what it means to go above and beyond. I'd first like to mention the 2 individuals who organize this day, and to be honest, every day in school, Karen Longo and Dulce Aguilar. The class of 2021 would like to thank you for all that you do for us and for making this day possible. And now to talk about the one individual that I was actually supposed to speak about. At last year's white coat ceremony for the class of 2020, the tradition began to recognize one member of our outstanding preclinical faculty as a Faculty of the Year awardee as voted upon by the D1 and D2 students. The recipient of this year's award is Dr. Golda Erdfarb. Under normal circumstances, okay. You all jumped the gun, because I was about to say that under normal circumstances, I would turn around, have her stand up, wave to the crowd, and everyone would give her a round of applause. But unfortunately, she was not able to be here today, but that still won't stop me from speaking about her and acknowledging all that she does for us. From our first day in the sim lab as D1 students, Dr. Erdfarb has gone above and beyond and has shown all of us her love of teaching. Starting in the first year of the dental school, when she was only a part-time professor just serving as a row instructor in lab, she devoted many extra hours to giving review sessions to the now D3 students to help them before their exams. When we entered the school, she became a full-time member of the faculty and took on the role of course director for our dental anatomy course in our first semester. Her lectures were always clear. She would not stop until every student's questions were answered and would use her artistic talents to draw pictures of what our lab prep should look like so that everyone can clearly understand and see what we're supposed to be learning. And as if teaching one course wasn't enough, this year she took on the year-long D1 operative dentistry course, and I am honestly jealous of her students as she has put together a phenomenal course. Dr. Erdfarb loves nothing more than to take time in lab and work one-on-one with a student, helping them perfect their skills. Personally, with her help, I have gone from a D1 student struggling to get a good wax up to just a few weeks ago having my lab work praised by another faculty member, work that I attribute 100% to the extra time Dr. Erdfarb devoted to working with me until I perfected. I'm sure many of my fellow classmates have had similar experiences and can attest to her love of teaching. I, however, had the additional experience and privilege to work for Dr. Erdfarb this past summer as a TA for the current D1 students. I had the chance to see firsthand her true devotion to her students. I saw the countless hours she puts in behind the scenes to preparing and perfecting her lectures, meeting with her students to go over exams and practicals, and to making sure each and every student is learning and succeeding. Once again, it is my honor and privilege to acknowledge Dr. Golda Erdfarb as this year's Faculty of the Year awardee.
Thank you, Sarah and Zachary. Today we are honored by having Dr. Richard Lichtenthal here. Dr. Lichtenthal is the James Winston Benfield Associate Professor of Operative Dentistry at Columbia University Medical Center. He served as the director of the Division of Operative Dentistry from 1990 to 2016 and as chair of the section of Cardiology and Restorative Sciences from 1992 to 2016. Dr. Lichtenthal has been an associate attending dentist at New York Presbyterian Hospital since 1987. He has also served as a captain in the United States Army Dental Corps, president of the Dental Alumni Association for 4 years, and he became the director of the Division of Operative Dentistry at Columbia University. He has led the transition from discipline-based patient care to comprehensive clinical care as a standard in the Columbia Dental School curriculum. This principle was shortly thereafter adopted by many of the dental schools across the country. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. Richard Lichtenthal.
Somebody left a speech here. Maybe this is better than mine. I'm going to give this one. Thank you very much for that kind introduction. Just to give you an example of what the third year is going to be like, today is June the 2nd. The sun is shining brightly. It's 83 degrees, and today they're going to make you put on a coat. That's what you have in store for you. When I started dental school at Columbia, there were 40 in my class. We didn't look like you. I think we were older than you. We were not as good looking as you. We all looked alike in my class. All of us looked the same. There were no women in my class. The extent of our diversity was that some were tall, some were short, and some were medium height. That was the extent of it. The tuition was $500 a semester, less than my mobile phone bill. Much of our time in the first 2 years, like you, was spent in the basic medical sciences. We were taught and practiced technique on typodonts, on the benchtop. We had no mannequins or simulation. Directly from the benchtop to the oral cavity, people were our mannequins. When we moved from the third year clinic, you could smell the fear. Our first handpieces were belt-driven, whose speed was measured at 5,000 RPM. You could actually see the bird turn. Amalgam, the filling of choice, was made at chairside by dropping silver powder into a mortar and pestle with liquid mercury, hand mixing until it was smooth, placing them into a cloth filter and squeezing the mercury out onto wherever it fell. Halfway through my third year, the belt-driven handpiece was replaced by the air turbine. It took a little getting used to. You could hear the word whoops used a lot in the clinic. I think my class itself was responsible for the growth of the endodontics department at Columbia. Amalgam finally became available in pre-measured disposable capsules. That's why today I still have fingers. The technology, materials, and science associated with dentistry that you have learned and will continue to learn have advanced far more in the generations since I began treating patients than they did in the entire history of the profession before me. Today, the public's increased awareness of the benefits of modern dentistry via the internet has never been higher, and the desire for want dentistry now often replaces need dentistry as to why a patient seeks treatment. Our desire to look and feel better and younger has created an entirely new arena in dentistry that wasn't explored very often before the Kardashians came on the scene. The digital revolution that is transforming every aspect of our world, dentistry and medicine, in a multitude of ways, from record keeping to data analysis, new diagnostic tools, novel prevention methods, and revolutionary treatment methods for the future. That future is our gift to all of you. It's our gift. And you will surely help develop the things that we never dreamed of. So, class of 2021, a gentle pat on the back for finishing year 2. I would like now to offer my warnings about year 3. The transition to clinical practice may be one of the most difficult experiences you will have ever had. Some of you will be instantly awesome in the clinic. Some of you will struggle. Some of you will adapt to the administrative protocols, and some will be overwhelmed. A few of you will hit the ground running and have several restorations completed, while the others are still looking for their first restorative patient. There may be an air of anxiety about school that you have never felt before in your academic lives. I've been there. I've seen it. I've had to deal with it. Relax. Give it time. I guarantee it will get better. Then in time, it will get to be awesome for each of you. All it takes is that first success, and it will happen. Talk to each other. Share your experiences and your feelings with your classmates and your instructors. Don't suffer alone. Get together. Help each other. Encourage each other. Most of you will learn more from your classmates than from anybody else. The jangled nerves, the butterflies, thinking, what am I doing here? Is it too late to leave? Those are just the thoughts that your patients will have. Another thing hasn't changed. Another thing has not changed, and that's the need for personal honesty and integrity. Unlike new technology, which is handed to you as a finished product, integrity must be developed and maintained at a personal level. You won't find it in a catalog or online. There is no CE course to teach you integrity. Truth does matter. Character does count. As a clinician, you'll be afforded an extraordinary amount of trust. Your patients will be in no position to second-guess your treatment plans. That means you and only you will decide how ethical you want to be in your clinical practice. The faculty here at Touro will be a good external reality check. Depend and welcome their help, even when it may not be exactly what you want to hear. You are and will continue to be well prepared, more than you realize, to handle the technical side of patient care. You will only get better and faster. The patients will come. You're in the right place. This is much more than a good dental school and has the promise to be a great one. It's the part that goes on in your head that needs work. First, pay attention to what your patients say. Take time to talk and understand what people are trying to tell you. Let them finish their story, regardless of how far behind you are or however anxious you are to get to the new competency exam. Pay attention to your patients. Like the story of the construction worker. He walked up to the reception desk in the doctor's office. The receptionist asked him why he was there. He said with an accent, "I have the shingles." The receptionist handed him the usual clipboard and said, "Sit down, fill out this form, bring it back when it's through, name, address, medical insurance, history, etc." Then a PA showed him to an examining room, took his height, weight, blood pressure, got a urine specimen. told him to take off his clothes and sit down on the cold table with the crinkly paper and wait for the doctor. An hour later, the doctor came in and said, "What are you here for?" He replied, "I have the shingles." Doctor asked, "Where are they? On your back? On your stomach?" The man said, "No, they're out in the truck." Let the patients talk. Let the patients finish. Get to know them. Ask them questions. Usually, they will help you identify the problem. Lay out their options in plain language, explain pros and cons, the cost, help them to make the decision. Never come into clinic without a plan. When an instructor asks you, "What are you going to be doing today?" never shrug your shoulders and say, "I don't know," because you get a short neck that way, but by the way, it's not good for you. Know what you are doing to each patient. Review your treatment before the patient sits down in your chair. Go over it in your mind the night before. Picture the entire procedure from start to finish. Access, instrumentation, finish. Be prepared at the outset. Have the right instruments ready. Don't go for a spoon excavator in the middle of an excavation. Take your time, but don't waste your time. Get help when you are unsure. Never be afraid to ask for advice when you're up against something new. Don't avoid the easy cases because you're anxious to get to the advanced stuff. Starting out, do small things that are good, because good small things stick together and become great things in time. I have no doubt, knowing a little about you and a lot about your faculty, that you will do great things. Each of us is unique among all the others, and each of you will make a contribution unlike anyone else. Finally, I must warn you that there will be stress, tremendous stress. There will be days of indeterminate mental anguish. Let me offer a coping skill that has provided successful treatment when you have one of those take this school and stick it days. You've had them, right? Yeah. After a particularly bad day in the clinic, stop by your local pharmacy on the way home and purchase a rectal thermometer made by Q-tip. When you get home, pour a glass of wine, sit down, open the package containing the thermometer, take out the written instruction material. As you read it, you will notice small print on the bottom that says, "Every rectal thermometer made by Q-tip is personally tested." Then, take a sip of wine, close your eyes, and say out loud several times, "I am so glad that I do not work in quality control at the Q-tip Corporation." Good luck, and do good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Lichtenthal. I'm glad I don't work in quality control. And now for the moment you've been waiting for, the donning of the white coats. For that, I will ask Karen Longo, our Director of Student Affairs and the primary organizer of this event, to come to the podium to read the names of our white coat recipients. I would also ask the faculty who are acting as white coat investors to take their places.
Dr. Bowles.
The class of 2021, please rise. Thank you. Come forward. Sarah Al-Khatib, George Bard, Daniel Blau, Marnie Blumenthal, Jeremy Brandwine, Zachary Burak, Alden Kalentog. Investors, please don their coats. Thank you. Thank you. Samantha Calderon, Sean Winnie Sen, Min Cha, Nu Chao, Lily Chen, Sajal Chudasama, Stephen Chung. Investors, please don their coats. Thank you. Rashuka Delela, Aviva Danziger, Makan Del Rahamina, Luke Dacor, Aviva Diamond, Maggie Eason, Omar Elistaz. Investors, please don their coats. Thank you. Wen Bin Fang, Daniel Friedman, Nathaniel Friedman, Justin Gorell, Michael Gentile, Julia Skirstall, Andrew Gibbs, investors, please don their coats. Thank you. Simona Gurgis, Mayor Gutrax, Jesse Halpern, Cody Howman, Jason Heidemann, Matthew Hernandez, Sophia Hara. Investors, please don their coats. Thank you. Chung J. Justin Ho, Nyan Hussein, Miriam Ivory, Rena Katz, Abraham Katz, Frank Kennedy, Humara Khan. Investors, please don their coats.
In case my difficult's ready.
Yep,
that's good.
Thank you. Byung Jik Kim, Han Kim, Jake Kim, Shiyun Kim, Meyer Kleiner, Sophia Kuz, Jesse Kuretz.
We're going to switch investors now after this.
Investors, please don their coats. Thank you. Go, you go. Hung Lee, Renee Lerner, Jonathan Lewis, Samantha Lee, Monica Liang, Douglas Arno Onderberg Lindley II, Jimmy Liu, Investors, please don their coats. Thank you. Will the second set of investors please come forward? Fair's fair. Madeline Moss. Travis Mackey. Mohit Malhotra. Nyasha Mehdi. Yehuda Meirov. Tyler Moyle. Richard Mugley. Daniel Nazimov. Investors, please don their coats. Thank you. Elizabeth Nazginoff. Anna Neptilova. Troy Newrider. Jessica Park. J. Dev Patel. Natasha Patel. Nural A. Patel. Gazalia Paranov. Investors, please don their coats. Thank you. Nicholas Pham. Geraldo Polanco. Olivia Prehodka. Sarika Ramaswamy. Song Yi Ro. Sarah Rosen. Jordana Rothenberg. Panina Safir. Investors, please don their coats. Thank you. Shane Solomon. Paul Samia. Adam Schwartz. Matt Sin. Roman Cerniak. Nawal Sheikh. Maha Siddiqui. Adam Smith. Investors, please don their coats. Thank you. June Sun. Leah Terverdi. Barry Tyke. Avi Tokov. Lan Tran. Mimi Tran. Eamon Tran. Amanda O'Hara. Investors, please don their coats. Thank you. Quincy Wang, Michelle Weinberg, Diana Yang, Victoria Yang, Benjamin Yi, Jaden Yoon, Mikhail Zacher, Peter Zawicki. Investors, please don their coats. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Similar to the Hippocratic Oath at medical schools, white coat ceremonies, the dental student oath serves as a reminder for our students that the modern practice of dentistry is part of a meaningful and long tradition of patient-centric care. As our students begin working in Touro Dental Health, the school's state-of-the-art 109-chair clinical training facility, these careful words take on new meaning and responsibility. Please welcome our Dean Emeritus, Dr. Jay Goldsmith, to the podium as he will lead our students in the recitation of the Class of 2021 Dental Student Oath.
Hey, good afternoon and thank you. Will the students rise, please? And repeat after me, please. Class of 2021, student oath. I, do you have a name? I, what? Your name? I, let's try it again. I, name. As a member of the Touro College of Dental Medicine, class of 2021, shall keep this pledge and these stipulations. I understand and accept that my primary responsibility is to my patients, and I shall dedicate myself to render, to the best of my ability, the highest standard of oral health care, and to maintain a relationship of respect and confidence. Therefore, let all come to me safe in the knowledge that their total health and well-being are my first considerations. I shall accept the responsibility that as a professional, my competence rests on continuing the attainment of knowledge and skills in the arts and sciences of my profession. I acknowledge my obligation to support and sustain the honor and integrity of the profession, and to conduct myself in all endeavors such that I shall merit the respect of patients, colleagues, and my community. I pledge to continue to serve diverse populations and focus on service to my community as a living example of the principles set forth by the Touro College of Dental Medicine. I further commit myself to the betterment of my community for the benefit of all of society. I shall faithfully observe the principles of ethics and code of professional conduct set forth by the profession. All this I pledge with pride in my commitment to the profession and the public it serves. Congratulations.
So in closing, once again, let us extend our congratulations to the class of 2021 and wish you well on your journey into dentistry. Please know that we are always here to help and that long after you graduate, you can call on us for advice and counsel. I would also like to thank all the people behind the scenes who not only gave a great effort for the Dean's Breakfast and the White Coat Ceremony, but helped make the school run every single day. They know who they are, and we're going to leave it at that. And finally, to the class of 2021, we are proud of these young men and women who stand before us today. We will see you in clinic, and please give a round of applause for them. I have two announcements. Everyone is now invited to the lobby where light refreshments are being served. And please wait until the faculty and the students are off the stage before you get up and leave. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Have a great day.